Hi, I'm Tom Mulaney, Digital Learning Coach at Gravelly Hill Middle School. This is Catherine Stanley, 6th grade English Language Arts teacher here. Kathy's going to tell us all.
Social studies.
And social studies, excuse me.
Cannot forget history.
As a former history teacher myself, yes. Kathy's going to tell us all about how she redesigned her learning space in her classroom using student input. So Kathy, talk to us about your seating plan. How did you change that?
Sure. So I originally had groups of desks, but with a fairly small classroom, it clumped together pretty quickly. And as any teacher knows, desks move. When students sit down and stand up, and it got to where some areas of the classroom were very narrow and you had to like squeeze in between kids, and that was just awkward, and there were backpacks to trip over. So I thought, well, let's come up with something different. And since my idea clearly did not work, I thought the students might have a better idea. And it was all part of the idea of giving students responsibility and allowing them to make decisions for their own learning space and really feel like they have a voice in their classroom, so that they're invested in their classroom, in their school, in their own learning.
And so, what was it that they said that caused you to land here? So you got the 2x2, and then they're kind of coming I can't even describe. It's almost like a bit of an arc, like almost like a stadium kind of thing.
This structure is called the herringbone structure, and I had actually never heard of it and had never seen it in a classroom.
Okay.
My students found this on their own. So I set up a TAC blog challenge where I challenged them to come up with new seating arrangements, learning stations, and bulletin board ideas. I linked in a whole bunch of blogs and Pinterest links for ideas that they could check out for some structure. And somebody found this on their own. I threw one of the links, but then through further research. And I had the students vote for the different ideas. I used Poll Everywhere, and where you can insert an image in your multiple choice options, and this was by far the overwhelming choice, because students kept saying, we want to be with our friends, but we want our space. That was a huge value to them, was space. So they get to pick who they sit by, as long as they can focus and keep going with their work. And we do have so much more space in the classroom, so it's very easy to walk through. It's very easy for them to walk through. They don't feel claustrophobic anymore.
So student voice, technology, and really that is a lot of trust, saying, hey, if you meet my expectations, you can sit with who you want to sit with. That's some pretty cool stuff. Let's talk about this area here. What do we have going on over here?
Over here is our coding corner. So our students, the overwhelming majority of them love to code. We participated in the World Coding Day, the Hour of Code, and from there on, the interest has just skyrocketed. Our students have the option of coding for enrichment after they prove that they can fulfill their learning goals. And so a lot of students will just wander over here, they'll code, they'll look at other coders and see what other people are doing, and just share ideas and have a really good time and learn a really valuable skill. So
distinct space for coding. Now I know coding is not the only thing you do in the classroom. Why don't we go over here?
Sure.
We have another thing to look at as far as using technology in the classroom.
Another one of our enrichment options is blogging through TAC blogs. So we have our blogging buddies corner here. Usually there are more chairs, but today was a heavy coding day. We're also starting a program called Blogging Buddies, where the 6th grade classroom and a 7th grade ELA classroom are blogging about book reviews, and they have a blogging buddy they're matched up with. This is Mrs. Pinkin's classroom, and they'll comment on one another's blogs. So this is our blogging station, another enrichment option here that's very popular with several of the students.
What is this stuff over here in orange? It's my favorite color, orange, so
Okay.
I totally noticed that. So let's take a look over here. We got orange, we got postcards. Well, what's this about?
Okay, so originally I had our classroom community contract stapled up here for all of the courses, and that was kind of my bulletin board plan for the year, because I am not into arts and crafts, which is not what you're supposed to be as a teacher and a mother. But anyways, so my students came up with the idea that they wanted motivation. They wanted encouraging test-taking strategies to look at to keep them going. So I passed an index card. I said, write anything. Don't write your name on it. It's anonymous, but write what motivates you. I said, take pencil, lipstick, marker, gel pen, nail polish, I don't care. Write something that inspires you. You can use a hashtag, a quote, colorful words, a picture, and they really went for it. So we had a benchmark a couple of weeks ago, and I noticed several of my students, their heads kept turning very sharply to the left. And I'm like, well, they're not looking at each other's work. I don't understand. And then I saw, oh, they're reading their own words. They're reading the words that they wrote to coach and cheer themselves on. So that was very nice to see. Somebody also came up with the idea of having a trivia question per day. And I thought just in the middle of their motivation would be a good idea because it would keep them looking at their encouraging words. And every day we have a trivia question. It becomes very competitive, but they are happy for one another when somebody gets the question correct.
So it's all, well, one, it's the students themselves. You did this based on student input. And then what I really, I thought, oh, a trivia question, that's kind of cool, but it's a reason to look back at it every day, and every day this board has new, fresh relevance. That's so cool. That is so great. Well, Kathy, thank you.
Thank you.
I think this is a great example of using student voice and thinking long and hard about learning space and letting them, they came up with something you would never even thought of. That's so cool.
And it works for them.
Thank you so much, Kathy.
Thank you.